Here we doing. Crude oil price has been going up this is, and there's a concern that the third oil crisis will happen again by making an analogy to the second oil crisis in the past because we have influence of Russia's Ukraine invasion. So I just want to review the past two oil crises to know what happened then in Japan. So in terms of the first oil crisis, forced Arab and Israeli war breaking out among Arabian countries became the trigger for the one-sided boost in oil prices in 1973. And oil-producing countries, including Saudi Arabia, raised the import price of oil dramatically, and the international crude oil price had climbed up to around 4 times for 4 months. And this effect naturally spread around Japanese economy, and the appreciation rate of consumer price in 1973 in Japan reached around 16%. And in 1978, Iranian revolution happened, and this incident became the trigger for the second oil crisis. And Khomeini, who is the Iranian political and religious leader, took measure of embargo of oil exports, and he also raised oil price in face with OPEC decisions of oil price enhancement. So moreover, Iran and Iraq war broke out, and the international oil price jumped up to around 3 times. So this bull market has continued until 1982. Then in comparison with current crude oil appreciation and the past two times oil crisis, how much the impact will this crude oil appreciation affect to the Japanese economy? So according to statistical survey of actual status for salary in the private sectors by National Tax Agency of Japan, the Japanese people's average income of salary income earner was 1,460,000 yen in 1973 and 3,190,000 yen in 1982 and 4,360,000 yen in 2019. In addition, the gasoline price per liter was around 70 yen at the time the first oil crisis happened, and the gasoline price per liter was around 170 yen at the time the second oil crisis happened. So thinking from office workers' average salary, if we replaced replace gasoline price at the time of the first and second oil crisis for the current gasoline price, so the former one is 209 yen, and the latter one is 232 yen per liter. So the current gasoline price is about 170 yen. So the 80%, about 80% of Japanese nations in Japan took damage by the first oil crisis, and 70% of all the nations in Japan took damage by the second oil crisis. So, however, one thing I want you to pay attention to is that oil price appreciation this time has already started before the war started. So Ukraine situation is just one factor that is spurring on oil price increase. So in April 2020, crude oil price plans due to the spread of new variant of coronavirus infection and panicked OPEC countries decided to reduce the oil production over 1,000 barrels per day to stabilize the oil prices. And oil price has kept increasing for nearly 2 years since then. So in short, in contrast to the past 2 times oil crisis, that the oil price returned to normal at the end of the war, there will be high possibility that the crude oil price keep going up unless the OPEC decided to increase the oil production.